Hi everybody, welcome back to my videos, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Rumble, whichever one you happen to be watching this on. So in this video, I'm going to talk about dangerous narratives. Dangerous narratives and how they lead to violence. Well, more dangerous narratives rather. Everybody knows how they lead to violence. So, interestingly enough, right after somebody, right after they was denying calling Trump Hitler, I saw a post on Twitter that called Trump a domestic terrorist, and I'm gonna post it, and you will see that I'm gonna edit it into this video. But here's the problem with that. Not only is this calling Trump a domestic terrorist, but by implication, it's saying that MAGA is a terrorist organization. Therefore, this would justify any attack against MAGA. Any violence against MAGA would be justified with these claims. Okay? That is the danger of this. This is the kind of rhetoric that led to the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and last year the two assassination attempts against Trump, which they are still trying to say is bogus, which they're still trying to claim is fake. I mean, these guys, they say this, they are delusional. I don't know how anybody can still claim that Trump staged his assassination attempts after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And it's weird because the same people who were constantly calling for violence against MAGA, against Trump, and Trump supporters, and Elon Musk and all that, the same people who are calling for violence against Trump and calling for Trump to be assassinated, all of a sudden they are skeptical when something actually happens. I wonder why. I wonder if they're afraid of some kind of legal repercussions. I wonder if they're afraid of the liability that it would mean if they admitted that it was true. I mean, it has to be. They must be afraid of what would happen if they acknowledged that it was true. Okay? Because that would mean that they could be held liable for these violence, which they never condemn. I mean, yeah, people who had celebrated the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and others who justified it, probably with these name calls, because Charlie Kirk is a racist, he's a bigot, he's a fascist, he's a Nazi. And now it's getting the name calling is getting worse. It's now up to domestic terrorist, is what they're calling Trump, which by and large makes MAGA a terrorist organization, which therefore would justify violence against Trump supporters, even killing them, because you feel threatened, or they're just Trump's. They're just terrorists. It's fine. Like, no. Like, these name cons are going to be used to justify violence. They were used to justify violence against Charlie Kirk. They were used to justify Charlie Kirk's assassination. And they're going to be used to justify any attacks against MAGA, against Trump supporters. I mean, if this here name con is going to lead to somebody else, or rather could possibly lead to somebody else getting assassinated. Now, I've heard reports that a few weeks ago, I don't remember the exact date, they found a what is it? A sniper's nest around an airport in Florida, that where or somewhere where if somebody wanted to, they would have a perfect shot at Trump whenever he arrives. So if somebody wanted to, if somebody was planning to kill Trump, they could very easily use that nest, that sniper's nest, or whatever you want to call that, which was on a tree. So, I believe that right there is being investigated, and which it should be, because Trump has already had 2 attempts on his life last year. So, you can never be too careful. A 3rd possible attempt was prevented, and this might even be a 4th possible attempt. I don't know if they ever caught the guy who was behind it, or if they happen to find it but they don't know who did it, or what's going on with that. But nonetheless, these name callings, they are leading to violence against MAGA, against Trump supporters, and they're trying to claim that Trump supporters are the violent ones. Please, you have example after example after example of left-wing violence, of left-wing calling for violence. Okay? Using these name callings. Oh, they're Hitler. Oh, they're fascists. Oh, they're Nazis. And again, I once saw a post a couple months ago that said the only good Nazi is a dead one. And one of the people who celebrated the assassination of Charlie Kirk said that exact thing, or almost the exact same thing, in their video, referring to Charlie Kirk as a Nazi. Okay? People at the recent No Keys protest, one of them, a lady, probably in her 60s or her 70s or something like that, she basically was glad that Charlie Kirk was dead, calling him Hitler. Liking Charlie Kirk to Hitler, and saying that she's glad that he's dead. So, even people at the No Kings protest recently was expressing that they're glad that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Yeah, that's crazy. And it's because of these name calls, okay? I mean, it's one thing to call us silly names like maggots or Trump tards or something along those lines. But when these names are being used to justify violence against us, I think that's where we have to draw the line and say, okay, we're not going to tolerate this anymore. This is not about being offended. This is about putting us in danger with these name calls. These names are being used to justify violence against us. Okay? Calling Trump a domestic terrorist implies that Trump supporters are a terrorist organization, that MAGA is a terrorist organization. And if MAGA is a terrorist organization, that would make it justified to kill MAGA, to kill Trump supporters. That would make violence against MAGA acceptable, justified. In the eyes of the people who make these claims, in the eyes of the people who call us that. And that is what makes this name call so dangerous. It's not about being offended. It's about these name callings leading to violence. It's about these name callings actually putting lives in danger. Well, that is it for this video. Bye.